Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to rank all 89 fighters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. There are 89 fighters in this game. 82 of them are full characters, 7 of them are Echo Fighters, and we have a lot of characters to review here. There's going to be a lot of characters, so this will be fun. So at the S rank, we are going to put my mains in the S rank. A rank is going to be characters that almost made it to my mains, but there wasn't enough room because I only have 9 characters up there. B is going to be 100%, close to 100% fun. And then C is going to be 75%. D is going to be 50%. E is going to be 25%. And F is going to be 0%. So these are just my personal favorites. I'm not ranking them based on how good they are in this game. I'm really just ranking them based on how much fun I had playing as these characters. And I would say that a lot of these characters are really fun. And they're all really fun, honestly. But there are some that I don't care about, and there's some that I do. Since there are 89 characters in this game, I can have 9 mains, which, I take the number of fighters in the game and divide it by 10, and that's how I determine who I should practice playing on. But I can have 9 fighters or 9 mains, and yeah. So I really pick characters based on 3 things: how much do I relate to that character, and how fun are they to play as, and other random things. So those 3 things is how I'm going to determine my favorites. So I guess let's just go ahead and get this party started. So up first, since this list is based on the fighter's number of when they appeared in the game, first off we have Mario. And Mario I love his games. I love that his letter M is on his hat like me, since my name is Masood. And I love this character a lot. However, I don't think there's room for him. Meaning, I do want him as a main, but I don't think there's room. So I'm going to have to put him in A rank. I love Mario, but dude, there's no room for you, and I'm sorry. Alright, up next is Donkey Kong. He's okay. I'm not really crazy about him. He's kind of big, and I don't really relate to the way he is. Although I don't think he's completely boring, but I do think that he's alright. Okay, next up we have is Link. Link is all around. He's a really cool character. I love his weapons and attacks, and I love Link, but there's so many Links to pick from. So this Link is not going to be a main for me, but it is definitely a really fun character to play as. So I'll put him up in B. Alright, next up is Samus. Samus, she's kind of cool. I like that she's a female and she's kind of badass, but I'm not super crazy about her, honestly. It's cool, but I like that you can't tell she's a woman until you're like, wow, I can't believe it. But yeah, I feel that way with her. Let's put her in D. Alright, next up is Dark Samus. Dark Samus is very similar to Samus, other than being the cooler version, the freakier version. I like that about Dark Samus, so I'm going to put her higher than her original counterpart. Next up is Yoshi. Yoshi is he's okay. I don't know. I think some of his moves are kind of fun to play as, since he can go in his egg and eat people and jump around and be fun, but I'm not that crazy about him. I'm really not. Next up is Kirby. Now, this game doesn't have a official mascot, but I'm pretty sure Kirby is the main mascot. If you watch the trailers in this game in the story mode, there's a lot of screen time towards Kirby. There's a lot of favoritism towards Kirby, and the only evidence I can see of this is the creator of Kirby also created Smash Brothers. Although the creator of Smash Brothers has continuously denied that Kirby is favorited throughout the series. A few times he's said that. It's pretty obvious. Other than Mario being the mascot of Nintendo, Kirby is pretty much the real face of Super Smash Bros. In my opinion. And I love Kirby. And with that being said, Kirby is pretty fun. He can eat people, he can adapt to his enemies, he can copy everyone's abilities in the game. He's the only character in this game I can beat all the characters to some extent because of his copy ability, and I love that he's an all-around character, and I do love Kirby a lot, so he's definitely a main. First main on the list. Okay, next up is Fox. I love that he's a ninja in a way, or a warrior. I like that he's kind of like fast and smooth, and he has really cool gadgets and attacks. That's pretty awesome. I would say he's like at 75%, around 75%. Like, he's pretty cool. You know, he's pretty cool. Alright, next up is Pikachu. I love Pikachu. You're small, you're quick, you're gonna shock people, you're a threat, but no one's taking you seriously. I love that. I don't have to put you in B. Pikachu's also one of my favorite Pokemon. Definitely one of my favorites, but not my all-time favorite, but Pikachu's up there. Next up is Luigi. Luigi is... I get that a lot of people who love the underdog is going to pick Luigi, but I'm not crazy about Luigi, if I'm going to be honest. So, he's fun, but I'm not crazy about him, but he's probably better than... I don't know, I guess he's like right there. Yeah, I guess a good spot for him. Okay, next up is Ness. Ness is one of the original fighters of this game, and he has always been one of my mains since the original Nintendo 64 game. When I was a boy playing as Ness, I loved that he was magical, I loved that I looked like him, and I loved that his weapons were items in my own house. He's a very relatable character other than his psychic powers. I imagine there were times when I was young where I would roam around the woods or the creek or anywhere with my friends with weapons we found in our house. And I love Ness. He's so fun. He's a cool character. He's cool. He's fun. He's magical. I love that. I'm definitely going to put him in Ness because he is my all-time favorite Super Smash Bros. Character. The fun thing about Ness is even though he came from Earthbound, I feel as if he's more recognized in this game than Earthbound. But that really goes to show he's more of a Smash character than an Earthbound character because he's so fun in this game. So Ness goes up there. Next up is Captain Falcon. I like that he's verbal. I notice a lot of guys like this character, guys who don't play the game often, would just pick him. But I'm not super crazy about him. Although he does have some points since he's loud and verbal and he's kind of cool when he moves around. He's kind of fun, but not that fun. So I would say 25% is probably accurate. Like, I'm not that excited playing as him, but I'm definitely not like crazy about him either. I think I like him more than Donkey Kong. Next up is Jigglypuff. So Jigglypuff is my favorite Pokemon, and it was hard to pick between Jigglypuff and Eevee, but ultimately Jigglypuff won. I won't deny this game has helped me a lot to pick Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff can float, she can sing, she looks like a troublemaker, she will write on your face with an attitude if you fall asleep to her. She's very underestimated, no one takes her seriously, she's a troll character, she's fun, I love her, I love that she's all of those things and I could relate to that to such a high level. I mean, she's definitely one of my favorite characters in the game. And a lot of people know me too who are playing Jigglypuff and they don't like my playstyle, but hey, it's Jigglypuff, what do you expect? She's not like a monster with wings that can shoot fire out of its mouth. But I love Jigglypuff, she's awesome, and she's definitely my second favorite. It's definitely, like, no question. Alright, next up we have is Peach. Peach is really annoying, honestly. I think her moves are fun, and she's really fun and kind of like charming and super girly, but she's super annoying. I don't like that about her. I don't like that she's so annoying. Although she is kind of fun. So I'm going to have to put her right there. Daisy is next. So Daisy is pretty much just like Princess Peach, but better. She's not as annoying. She's a tomboy. She's more relatable. She's not always needing to be saved. She's not as useless. And I think she's better than Peach. So I'm going to put her right there. Alright, Bowser is next. Bowser's a baddie. He's strong. He's cool. But I don't really care about his weight and his strength. I'm not crazy about him. So I'm going to put him over here. I don't find him to be that interesting. So he's kind of interesting, but not that interesting. Alright, Ice Climbers is next. I love the Ice Climbers. I love that they're a duo. I love their original game, Ice Climber. That's one of my favorite games for the Nintendo system. They're fun. They shoot ice. They do teamwork. They're actually were almost my mains, but there's no room for them, so we're going to have to put them over there. sad. But no room, you know, but Ice Climbers are definitely characters that would love to main, but I don't have room for them, so it is what it is. Alright, next up we have is Sheik. I love that she's kind of a ninja and she's smooth and quick, but it's also kind of annoying that she only appeared in one game and she's now in the game. But she did appear first as a moveset with Zelda being one character, but now they're separated. And I would say she's kind of fun, but I'm not super crazy about her, so I'm going to put her right there. Actually, no. I think I like those two more than her. Alright, next up is Zelda. Zelda's easily the best princess in the game. Well, no, not the. Well, that's my opinion, but I don't think she's the best princess in the game. But a lot of people will say she's the best princess in the game because she's magical, she's strong, she can teleport, and she's a badass. She can hold her own ground. She can hold herself up. She doesn't need help. And a lot of guys love that kind of female character who can take care of themselves. So she's pretty popular. I will say she's really fun. She's not my main anytime soon, but she is very fun, so I'm going to put her in B. She's definitely a really fun character to play as. Just not my favorite, but she is really fun. Alright, Dr. Mario is next. So I do love Mario a lot, but Dr. Mario should have definitely been an alternate costume. I don't know why he's his own character. I think they made him as his own character because they wanted to make work go faster, and since they could work on Mario, they kind of just used that, which is kind of silly to me. But I don't know. But Dr. Mario, that's I don't really know why they put him in the game. I do like that his moves are similar to Mario's, but I don't care about him that much, so I'm gonna have to put him over here. Like, I do like that he's similar to Mario, so he gets a lot of points, but he also loses a lot of points because it's so unnecessary for him to be in the game. He's like one of those characters that truly has stolen slots. Like, there's like people that say that character stole someone else's invitations. I feel like he's one of those characters that has definitely done that. But okay. Alright, next up is Pichu. Now, I love Pichu. I think Pichu is really fun to play as, and Pichu is very quick and cute, and I don't like that she's too small sometimes, but I like that they are very small and they're roaming around the field, and they hurt themselves. And Pichu is also my favorite Pokemon, so I'm gonna have to put it over here. It's definitely a very fun character. Alright, Falco is next. I feel similar to Falco with Fox, although I think Fox is a lot cooler and better. I think Falco's a badass and he kind of takes his own too much, but there are a lot of people in life that are either a Fox than Falco, and I'm more of a Fox. But he is kind of fun, so I'm going to give him some points. But I'm not that crazy about him. Alright, next up is Marth. I love Marth, but he is the purest character in this game, in my opinion. He's just so goody-goody. Like, everything that comes out of his mouth has to be something so obnoxiously basic, obnoxiously, like, good-hearted. It gets kind of overwhelming after a while. Other than his movesets being very similar to Lucina, which we'll get there, he gets points for that, but I'm not that crazy about him, you guys. I'm going to put him right there. Like, just not really that relatable. Alright, next up we have is Lucina. Now, Lucina is very fun. She is definitely one of my mains, and I'm going to explain to you guys why. So, I love Fire Emblem, the series, for one. And when I first was introduced to her character, her story grabbed my attention. Spoiler alert, if you haven't played her game, she does pretend to be a different character, a character of Legends who's a male. And she only did that to save her country, to save her people, and to save her friends and family. She's aware she's a female, but she's also aware that being a male just kind of strikes a different, it kind of gives people more inspiration, and she's aware. And she has to change who she is to gain favor of helping her country and her people, and I really love that. Other than that, she's smooth, she's quick, she's not afraid to talk trash, and she will come at you with her sword, and she's the fierce character, a fierce warrior, and she's beautiful, and she's awesome, and she's gonna be definitely a main, so she's definitely my third favorite, my third main in the game, without a doubt. Alright, and next up we have is Young Link. Now, out of all the Links in the timelines, this is my favorite Link because, one, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time are one of my favorite Zelda games, and this Link is a Link from both those games. This Link is also dealing with the darkest issues, in my opinion, considering you're combining Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which Majora's Mask has a lot of dark elements, and this Link has endured all of that. And other than that, he's also the younger version, which, you know, when I was young, I used to do the things he would do. I relate to him a lot. I love that he's a little boy with these weapons, and it kind of reminds me of what I did when I was young. And he's a very fun character to play as. I don't like that he's super weak, but I am faster and I'm not very strong, so he's definitely a main, and he is number 4. And you know, Legend of Zelda series, also a favorite series of mine, as all my other mains. Like, there's some kind of resemblance there. Alright, next up is Ganondorf. I think he's kind of fun because he's super strong and obnoxious, but other than that, I mean, other than being super powerful, that is kind of fun to play as, but I don't really relate to him at all. So, I would say he definitely gets points. I would say he's right there. Right there. He's like fun, but I'm not like that crazy about him, but he is kind of fun to play as sometimes. Alright, Mewtwo is very fun to play as. He's like the misunderstood villain of the Pokemon series. He is like the main villain, but honestly, like, I would see him more as the misunderstood villain, and if you think about it, we've all been misunderstood villains to someone's story out there at some point in time, and Mewtwo is definitely that. And he's really fun. I like to teleport around with this character. I like to cause like fun with them, like his psychic powers. He's fun. So I'm going to have to put him over here. He's definitely a fun character. Alright, Roy is next. I think he's kind of cool and he's kind of fun, but I'm not really crazy about Roy. He is fun to play as. He does have some redeeming qualities, but I'm not that crazy about him. But he barely... I would say he's more 50% because he is fun, but it's also kind of generic to play as him. It feels like his moves are very easy. So... and his character development and his story, I don't really care about it. Chrom, I feel very similar to Roy and Chrom. The only difference is I don't like his recovery, but I love the things that come out of his mouth when he does his recovery. Chrom is such a badass, and he's so forward, and he's a good person. And I love the way he talks. It's just more relatable to me. So because of that, he definitely gets a lot of points. I would say he's probably going to be up here. I would say he's pretty fun. Because of that, I loved like also killing people through the edge because of his recovery. So Chrom is pretty fun. Alright, next up is Mr. Game & Watch. I think he got into the game as a joke, and now the joke's over, but now you're stuck here. I know there are a lot of Mr. Game & Watch fans, but I'm not that crazy about him. I think he's kind of fun, but not really that fun. So I'm going to put him over here. Like, I think he barely made it for me. Alright, Meta Knight is next. I like his moves. His tornado moves are really fun to cause issues with and spam and be problematic. He's a fun character. I don't relate to him at all, but he is really fun. So I will put him over here. I think he's more fun than... not as fun as those three, but more fun than Sheik and Roy for sure. Alright, Pit's next. Pit's a goody-goody. I love that he's a very easy character to play as. When there are new players to Smash, I recommend them to play Pit or Mario because Pit's so universal. His recovery is good, he can fly, he can shoot things, he's pretty fun. There aren't a lot of Pit mains. There aren't a lot of people who play as Pit because he's so basic. But sometimes I love the basicness of him. Personality-wise, he has a very lovable, loud personality, and I like that about him. But he is really fun to play as too, so I'm going to give him some points. So I'm going to have to put him right here. He's definitely fun and he deserves to be in the game. And he's also one of the faces for Smash. Like, he's never going to be leaving Smash anytime soon. Since he was introduced in Brawl, he's been one of the main faces of Smash. I think Mario, Kirby, Pit, and Link are like pretty much those faces that aren't going to be going away anytime soon. And Pikachu too. Of course, Pikachu. Alright, next up is Dark Pit. Now, I'm going to be honest, I never heard of Dark Pit until Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U came out. And it came out at a party and I played as him and I was like, why is he in this game? I can honestly say I can't think of one person who wanted this character in the game, but I am glad they brought him into the game. I actually love Dark Pit. He's just like Pit, but darker, the fallen angel. He's not even evil, he's misunderstood. And I relate to that. And I love Kid Icarus Uprising. I had played the game, and I love his character in the game as well. He is super fun to play as. The concept of him being a fallen angel and actually becoming a good guy at the end of the series is really inspiring, and he's definitely a main, so I'm going to put him right here. He is right there. Next up is Zero Suit Samus, and Zero Suit Samus is sexy and fun, and she's kind of like quick on her feet, but other than that, she's alright. I'm not like super crazy about her. She's okay, so I'm gonna put her right there. Alright, Wario is next. I don't care about Wario. I am glad he's in the game, but I have like no interest playing as this character. His motorcycle almost gave me points, but I don't really play his motorcycle. Like, I played it once and I was like, yeah, I'm not really crazy about it. So he goes in the F tier. I don't care about Wario at all. But I am glad he's in the game. He definitely deserves to be here, but I just don't care about him. Alright, next up is Snake. Snake is super fun. I love his gadgets. He's a super fun character. He's a military guy. A lot of my military friends love this character too. He is awesome, but I'm not that crazy about him. But I will say I'm like 75% with him. And I'm going to have to put him like right here. He's super fun. I love that requires a lot of strategy to like play as the character. Alright, next up is Ike. Ike is very fun, he's very strong, he's a powerful sword, he does a lot of damage, he's fun to play as, his character is really inspiring too, and I really like that. I'm gonna have to put him over here. I will say he's like 100% for me, like he's definitely a very fun character to play as. Alright, next up is Squirtle. Squirtle of the Pokemon trainers, Squirtle has been one of my favorite Pokemon. I love his water attacks. They're really fun to try and play as, and he's really fun. So I'm going to have to put him like right here. And then Ivysaur, same thing. I love Ivysaur too. I also carried him along with Squirtle and Charizard in my Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow games. And I love that he's kind of in the middle of the two. He's kind of the underdog. And Ivysaur, I feel like, has become more popular thanks to the game, but I love Ivysaur. He's just so likable. Like, a little bit more than Squirtle. Then we have Charizard, my favorite of the three. Charizard was my starter in the games, and I love him, and I'm glad they brought him to the game. And he's fun, so he definitely is going to be up there as well. So, alright. Next up we have is... Diddy Kong, kind of fun. He's not strong, but he's quick, so I give him some points, but I'm not super duper crazy about his gameplay, so I think right there is a good spot for him. Alright, Lucas is the only like character from the same universe that I have as a main, because he's so similar to Ness. Everything about Ness that I praised about, I love that about Lucas. The only main difference is Lucas definitely has less confidence than Ness in the beginning, but he gains his confidence in the end. But I mean, I feel like Ness also became more confident in the end of the game as well. His story is very heartbreaking, but it's also relatable. His story is probably one of the darkest stories that I know of Nintendo. If Ness didn't exist, I would definitely pick Lucas. But Lucas is definitely one of my favorite characters, so he's definitely going to go there. He is number 6. Yep, well, we have 2 characters left, or not 2, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I guess we have 2 characters left for the top row. Crazy stuff. Alright, Sonic is next. Sonic is fast and quick. I do love Tails a lot more than Sonic. Like Dixie Kong, with Donkey Kong, and Diddy Kong. I ever love her. If those characters are in the game, I would main them, but they're not. Sonic is fun and quick, but I'm not that crazy about him. But he gets some points, but... you know, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like almost, it's like 50% I like him, but not that much. I would say King Dedede is like 25% with me. He's strong, and that's pretty much it. He's more trolly than the other two big dogs in this list, so I'll give him more points than that, but that's about it. Captain Olimar, he throws things at people and he hurts them, but other than that, I don't really care that much about Captain Olimar. I think that's a cool concept, but I think I'm like almost a little above 25% with him, but not that much. So he's gonna get some points, but not that many. Lucario is really cool. He uses Aura to fight people, and he's also one of my favorite Pokemon, so I like that. And he's a fun character to play as, so I'm gonna give him some points. He's definitely really fun for me. Alright, next up is Rob. I can honestly say Rob is my least favorite character in this game. I don't give a shit about this robot. Don't care at all. He didn't even come from a game. He came from like toys, but I don't care about that character. Fighting him is super annoying though too. Rob is really good in this game. I've never seen a player that sucked playing as Rob, because Rob is really good, and that is what makes me dislike him more, because I just don't give him any attention. Alright, Toon Link is next. Toon Link is very fun. I think he's very, very fun to play as. Almost as fun as regular Link, but not quite. He's the more cartoony version. You know, I do love Toon Link a lot, so I'm going to have to put him right there. He's definitely very fun. And I do love his character a lot. He's just more animated, and I'm all about that. Alright, next up we have is Wolf. I feel similar to him than I do with Fox and Falco, although I like him more than Fox and Falco. He's definitely the lone wolf of the three, no pun intended. He's definitely more evil, but I feel like parts of him are also misunderstood. I love his character design, so he's definitely going over there. Okay, I love Animal Crossing, and I love that villagers' weapons are all relatable. I like that he's very trolly too. Playing with him, he's really fun to play as, and he's just a person in a fighting game. Somehow they made him into a fighter. He's definitely a favorite, and he's definitely going up in the list. So welcome aboard. Alright, next up we have Mega Man. And Mega Man, I wanted him as a main. I do love Marvel vs. Capcom and his actual games. He's really cool and fun to play as, but there's no room for him. But he would have been a main, but there's no room for him, so I'm going to have to put him over here. He's going to be in the A rank. Refit Trainer, don't care about this character. Not interested at all. Both of them boring to me, whatever, not interested. Next up is Rosalina and Luma. She's kind of cool, magical, but I don't really care that much about her at all. She's just not relatable to me. She's just not grabbing my attention enough. But she's like below 25, but not that high. Little Mac, I love to be in the air in the game, and this character, you can never do that. He's so easy to kill. He's not fun to play as. I hate playing as him, and he's super duper weak. I think he's like the weakest character in the game. I'm going to have to put him right there. Like, he's so pointless. Greninja! Alright, Greninja is one of my favorite Greninja is one of my favorite Pokemon. He's a frog, and I love frogs, and he's a ninja, and he's quick, and he uses his tongue, and he uses water shurikens. He's such a badass. I love Greninja. He's definitely like up there for me. He's definitely really fun to play as. He's really, really smooth and quick, and he's a frog, and you can't go wrong with that, you guys. Like, Greninja's so cool. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for him. Alright, Mii Brawler is next. Of all the Mii fighters in this game, Mii Brawler is my favorite because I would rather use my body as a weapon, like a ninja or a warrior, compared to a sword or a gun. I'd much rather be physical, and with this character you can definitely do that. And I would say he's definitely like right here with me. It's a good spot. Alright, next up is Mii Zord Fighter. He's kind of fun to play as, but I'm not super duper like crazy about this character, but you know, I do think they're very, very fun. I think they're above 50%. Same with Mii Gunner. I feel like Mii Gunner is a little bit more fun than the Zord Fighter, but you know, they're not like grabbing my attention that much. to play as. So I like this character so much more than those two. Palutena is very fun to play as, but she's still missing some parts or kicks for me, I guess. But she is super enjoyable. She's above 75% for me, but I'm not like super duper excited to play as her, but she is definitely up there. Pac-Man, don't care about him at all. Don't care. I would say he's more fun. I'm glad he's in the game, I guess, but I'm not a Pac-Man fan. And next up is Robin. I like his moves. He could do spells. He's kind of slow, but he's also pretty fun. And with that being said, I'm gonna give him a high ranking. I think he's more fun than these characters. So, all right, next up is Shulk. So other than his Mundo Arts, which gives him a lot of points, I love that he's more flexible with all of these options of powers. But other than that, I don't really care that much about him. So he's definitely going to go there. Bowser Jr. Don't care about this character. I'm glad you're in the game, but I don't like that you're stuck in that cart. That bothers me. Oh, I wish they didn't make him do that. Like, come on now. They could have had fun with him, but he's stuck there. Duck Hunts. I think he gets more points, so he's going to be like a little bit below 25% for me, but I played his game a lot too, but it's kind of random he's in the game. Ryu, so out of Street Fighter, I love Sakura. If they add her to the game, she'll become a main, but I don't really like Ryu that much. I'm not really crazy about him. I think he's definitely an icon. Fun fact, out of all fighters in the game, Ryu has appeared in the most crossovers of all time. But I'm not a big fan of Ryu, so, I'm just being honest. But, yeah. And then next up is Ken. I think Ryu's better than Ken, but I feel very similar to both of them. Cloud, he gets like 30%, 25%. He's kind of fun, but not really that crazy about this character, so not that exciting to me. Sorry, just being honest. Corrin is very fun to play as. Like, he's very fun. He's just a dragon, half human, half dragon. He has all these attacks. I love his concept, his story. He's definitely going to go in the B rank. Bayonetta is next. Other than being sexual and being kind of crazy, she is kind of fun to play as. She is kind of fun. She's like 50 with me, I guess. That's a good number to put her. She's like, she definitely has some points, but she's not like the best of the best. Inkling, same thing. You're running around with a gun. I think, they're a little bit more fun to play as since that concept is really enjoyable and fun, but I'm not super duper into it though. But I do think that, I think there's a good spot. I do think that I feel kind of 50 with her, Ridley. So Ridley, because Ridley's a dragon, that's pretty cool. Like a dragon monster thing. You see, they get a lot of points for that. He or she. I think it's a he. But because like it's a dragon and it kills people and it's a monster, it doesn't really have a heart, it loses a lot of points too. I think it's very fun. I would say 50-50 with this guy. Because he's a monster, it makes him more fun to play as, Which is kind of sad for me to admit, but it is the truth. Alright, next up is Simon Belmont. Don't care about this character, really. I think he's more fun than the dudes that punch stuff, but not a big fan. Not a big fan. Next up is Richard, not Simon, and I think he's better than Simon, but I'm not. Basically the same thing to me. Captain K. Rool is next. I like that he can float around, I guess, and cause issues, but I'm not a big fan of that, so I'm going to put him right here. I'm just not that crazy about him. And next up is Isabella. Isabella has a lot... Isabel has a lot of fans. Like, a lot of people worship this character. Me, I don't. Aduz and Caboose are fun. And she's not intimidating, which I like, but I'm not super crazy about her. But I do think that she's fun to play as, so she gets some points. But I'm not super into her, so there's that. Next up we have is Incineroar. Incineroar is a cool, fun character, I guess, but I'm not like super duper into his moves. I like the Decidueye a lot more, but it is kind of, his moves are kind of fun, so I'm gonna give him some credit. I think he'll be a good spot to be put in right here. He's not my favorite. I think because he got in Smash though, he gets a lot of points. So I guess maybe maybe right here would be a good spot. He's kind of fun, but definitely he's like, I don't know, I guess 50-50 is a fair number for him. Piranha Plant, they put him in here as a joke. The joke's over, but he's still here, so I don't know why he's here, but he is here. I think he's kind of fun to play as, but not super fun. I think he's more fun than a lot of these characters, but like, other than being fun to play as, he's kind of pointless, you know? Alright, Joker is next. Joker is a very fun character, and he's smooth, and he wears a mask, and he causes a lot of, like, it's just a mysterious, fun thing that he can do that, and yeah, I would say that he's pretty fun and cool, and I like that he wears a mask and covers his face, but, you know, he's also kind of hard to rank here because I thought he was gonna become a full-time main, but then I started questioning why I wanted him as a main, and then I wasn't sure why, but I will honestly say that he's definitely number 8 or 9. So with that being concluded, all my mains in this game are filled up, and he is the last main for me. He barely beat everyone else, but it is what it is. So Joker is my last main, and he's fun. He's very fun to play as. I like the mask concept about him. I like his games and his anime a lot. I'm just surprised that I like him more than these four, but I do. I do. And Hero is a very fun character to play as. I would say he's really fun to play as. His moves are kind of questionable, but I think some things about him do kind of drag me down a bit, so he gets like 80%, so not the highest ranking, but he's definitely not the lowest. I kind of feel similar to him with Robin, but I like Robin a little bit more. Banjo-Kazooie, I'm glad they're in the game, but I'm not a big fan of them. Not a big fan. Like, it's cool they're in the game, but I never played their games, never got into it, but I'm glad he's in the game. But they're kind of fun. They had more qualities, but they're a little bit below 50% for me. Terry, I guess you're in the game. Don't care about you. I think he's definitely a character that I really don't have a lot of interest playing as, and I'm being honest with that statement, so he's gonna go there. Byleth is pretty fun. I think that he's like a little bit lower than 100%, so I probably feel like 80% with him, but he's pretty fun to play as. He just has a lot of like mobility, and his moves are kind of enjoyable. His aerial attack is really fun, and I think he's pretty enjoyable, but I do think it's funny that a lot of people aren't happy with him in the game because there are so many Fire Emblem characters in this game, but it's okay. Welcome to the team. It doesn't bother me. Min Min, don't care about you. I really don't. She's like, like her arms are kind of like warpy, I guess, but I don't care about that character at all. She's not very fun. I don't know why they added her. Like, other characters could have been in the game, but they picked her. Steve, I don't get his character. I don't find it fun to play as. He's more fun than some of these people, but not really. Yeah, I'll stay right there. I would say he's not very fun for me, though. He's just, like, I don't enjoy his character. I am glad he's in the game, but I don't enjoy his character at all. Sephiroth is like that character that I enjoy playing as if I was the evil villain, so that makes him super fun. I think he's a super fun character to play as. So he gets a lot of points because you get to be like the most evil person ever in the world. And I would say he's probably gonna go right here. That's a good spot for him. He's gonna go right there. Alright, next up is Priya and Mithra, and she's okay. I would say I kind of feel like she's at 25% for me. She has some redeeming qualities, but she doesn't have like my favorite qualities. And I think Mithra is so much better than her counterpart. She's faster and smoother, and she just talks better. I'm gonna give her some serious points here. Because of that, I like that about her, so she's gonna go right here. Kazuya, don't give a shit about this character. I think it's cooler than the other fighter dudes, but not a big fan. Last but not least is Sora. Sora is the main I wanted. Sora is like one of the characters I wanted in the game, but I wanted Sora to be one of the mains in the game, but there wasn't a room for Sora. I do love that he's finally in the game and everyone made a big deal, and it's kind of cool he was the last character to be added. But I'm not a super big fan of him at the same time compared to the other characters, but I like these guys a lot more, so I'm going to put Sora there. So now that we're done, I'm going to check this list again. My mains are these characters. Good. Characters that didn't quite make the cut. Yeah, that looks about right. Alright, this list is complete. This is how I feel about these are my personal favorites in the game, so let's go ahead and... Alright you guys, there you have it. Here are my favorite characters in this game. As you can see, it's pretty much what I think from S to F. Yeah, so there's a lot of characters. It was pretty hard to pick from, but you know, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was easily one of my favorite Nintendo games of all time. It is definitely my favorite Nintendo game and my favorite series, and it's a game that's going to be really close to my heart. Me, my family, and my close friends, we all love Smash. We all know how to play Smash. There's something about this game that I really find it to be precious, you know, and I am going to do more videos like this in the future, but for now, I hope you guys enjoy my list. But this is pretty much my characters. So tell me what y'all think. Alright,